Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing exchange rates in the context of retirement in Thailand. Most folks who come to Thailand who are retirees, they're either on a fixed income or their income does not fluctuate very much. They're basically not earning income. They're sort of living on a passive income. And whether or not that's fixed, it tends to not sort of go up exponentially. So the issue of inflation obviously becomes an issue. And I was originally going to make this about exchange rate and inflation, but I'm gonna save inflation specifically for another video, so stay tuned for that. In this video, though, we're discussing exchange rate and with a little twist on inflation. So what we're talking about, different nationalities over the years I've noticed sort of ebb and flow. For example, years back when I first came to Thailand 15 years ago, a lot more British folks were here in Thailand, especially retired in Thailand or just living long-term in Thailand, and far fewer are here now, and I suspect that has to do with the relative strength of the British pound. When you're dealing with, again, sort of a fixed income or passive income, these exchange rate fluctuations can be substantial. I remember being here in 2011 when the baht to dollar exchange rate sort of inverted, and the baht was down around like 28 and change against the dollar, and man, it had a heck of a bad impact on American expats, American businesses out here. Wasn't good at all, and American retirees were having a heck of a time because their dollar went a lot less further than it once had. For now, I think, at least into the immediately foreseeable future, I don't think exchange rates are going to be a major problem, but as we're seeing, the world is sort of reorienting in terms of supply chains, economic relationships. The sort of unipolar moment is coming to an end, or it seems to be. And where does that leave us? I know there's a lot of folks out there who are very worried about dollar reserve status and all this kind of thing. I personally think the dollar is probably going to remain relatively strong compared to the Thai baht into the foreseeable future. And by that I mean at least through this year, probably longer. I'm not overly worried about the dollar per se. That said, in the longer term, it may be a concern to some folks. Meanwhile, other currencies which may not have, may not have some of the strengths that some of the dollar has, or even the euro, depending on the circumstances. Some of these currencies may have some real problems, and that can have a tremendous impact on a retiree here in Thailand. In some cases, it can be a boon. Every now and again, you'll see a currency. I remember the Australian dollar got very strong years back, and there were a number more Australians here, and Australian retirees seem to be having a good old time. So one of the things associated with being a retiree here, I think, is kind of being able to go with the ebb and flow of the overall exchange rate.